Hey friends, it's Amber. This is a Lovely Yarn podcast. I have a little bit of a different type of a podcast episode for you today. I wanted to get on here and just talk to you guys. I'm not knitting enough to have any like official updates, or at least to have enough progress to show you guys. I just really haven't been knitting enough. Also, I need to grab something, but I'll grab that in a minute actually. So this is not going to be like structured really. It's not going to be formal. So if that's the kind of podcast you like, you probably don't want to watch this. I am actually going to share my drops yarn order that I placed through Wool Warehouse. I placed an order because I am knitting the step-by-step cardigan by Florence Miller, and I ran out of the drops air in the mauve color and I needed one ball. I was so like, So I get my drops air through Wool Warehouse. That is the easiest place for me to get it. Although I have to look into this because some of you, when I talked about this on my last regular episode, some of you had said that there is actually I think it was an Etsy shop, or no, Amazon, that Amazon carries it. I'm just going to be honest. I never look for yarn on Amazon. I use yarn shops typically, usually online yarn shops. So I never thought to look on Amazon. So anyway, I got on to Wool Warehouse and I needed one ball of the drops air in mauve. And I'm not going to order one ball. You know how that is. You have to fill your cart with other things to make it worth the package being shipped overseas, right? So I did a little bit of thinking and I ended up placing an order for all of this yarn. It's a pretty big bag. So I'm going to show you guys. And then I want to talk about my plans for it. They're kind of loose plans. Most of them are anyway. And I like some of this is for things I want to knit for this spring and summer. And then I think there's 2 sweater quantities of yarn that I'm going to save for the fall because, I don't know if I'll cast them on this spring or this summer. Definitely not this spring. They're for cooler weather winter or wears. You know, they're garments that I'm not going to want to wear in the spring or summer. So yeah, I thought I would take you guys along on that with me. I haven't even opened it yet. It came last week and I've been holding off because I thought I should share this. I don't do yarn hauls. I don't do acquisition sections on my regular podcast because I'm not here to I don't want to be one of those podcasters who's telling you buy more yarn. You won't be happy unless you buy this or buy that. But I thought I'm going to share because I do like drops yarn, as far as I use it a lot because for me, it feels financially accessible. And I wish it were a little bit more local to me, but even with shipping from the United Kingdom, I think it was like £4 in shipping. And I don't know what that conversion rate is to US dollars, but it was very reasonable in my opinion. My dog is snoring behind my camera. So if you hear doggy snores, that's it. Again, not a formal podcast today. I'm not kicking the dog out. Also, I've had a cold, so I'm very hoarse and a little bit snozzily sounding. But that's okay too. You just take me as I am today. All right, so let's open up this bag. Okay, Wool Warehouse always sends your yarn in these little drawstring baggies that are, what is this? What is this material? I don't know. It's like the shiny, slippery stuff. You can opt out of that, but I always let them send it to me and then I save them and I send things to other people in them, or when I give certain gifts, I will reuse them because they're nice. I mean, I just let them send. Anyway, okay. So here on top are my 2 skeins of the mauve that I need to finish up this sweater. They look pretty close. I know that on Wool Warehouse, you can check the dye lot. But the way I knit this strategically because I noticed about halfway through the first sleeve that I probably wasn't going to have enough yarn to finish it. And so I knitted it in a way that I would be using new yarn that I ordered on just the hems. So that if there was a color change, it would be like all in the same places, just in the ribbing. So the neckband and then the ribbing on around the wrist. And so for me, I didn't care about the dye lot really, but I know that you can do that. You can look and see if they have the dye lot that you need, which is really nice. I think I only need one, but I ordered 2 just to be safe. I don't want to be in this place again where I'm like, darn, I just need a little bit of the yarn. So I ordered 2, which is fine because I like the Drops Air and I'm getting a small collection of it that I thought maybe one day I would have enough to make a stripy sweater with it. And just so you know, this is color number 29. It's like a mauve color. It's got pink, purplish pink, and a little bit of brown. So I'm going to put this in the bag with my step-by-step cardigan project and set that to the side. I'm just going to finish showing you the Drops Air that I got. As I said, I really love this yarn, and it's not itchy to me at all. It's a blown yarn. I've talked about it, but if you're not familiar, if you haven't heard me talk about it before, it is a combination. It's 65% alpaca, 28% polyamide, and 7% wool. And it's the blown yarn, which means it has like a tube, which I'm assuming is where the polyamide comes from. And then they blow it with, I'm assuming, the alpaca and the wool. Are you comfortable, Mitty? Okay, good. Okay, so I am trying to knit more in my color palette, so I was mindful of that when I placed my order. I also was mindful of the fact that I ran out of the, when I had the yarn to make the step-by-step cardigan, I had started with 5 skeins and I really needed 6, but I was just using what I had in my stash when I started that cardigan. So I kept that in mind as well. And oh, there we go. Okay, so I'm going to show you the first sweater's quantity, and I'm going to tell you, I'm looking at my laptop here off to the side because I have a plan for this. I tried to be strategic with what I bought too. Okay, this color is so beautiful. There's a lot of light coming in the window, but this is, I forget what the name of this color is, but it's color number 14. Oh my goodness. I think we're going to have lots of doggy snores. Hold on 1 minute. Okay, guys, I don't have the heart to kick my dog out. She's old. She's an old lab mix and she is very comfortable, but she's also a bit overweight. And when she lays on her side, she snores. So I don't have the heart to kick her out. I have the noise canceling turned on my mic, but I've noticed that it doesn't do that really well. So if you're annoyed by the dog sound, I'm sorry, you'll just either click away or I don't know. I don't know what to say, but I'm not going to kick her out because I feel too bad to do that. Okay, so let me show you the main. This is a Colorwork sweater that I ordered this yarn for. No, that's not going to work. I ordered 7 skeins of this. I over ordered on this, but this is such a pretty color. So I ordered 7 skeins of this color, which is 14. And then I ordered these 2 skeins. And this is color 7, which is a more burgundy color. And this is color, I'll put this all down below, 33. So here's my color scheme for this Colorwork sweater. And I'm going to pop a picture up here. This is the sweater I want to make. I'm not going to be making that, at least I don't think I'm going to be making this anytime soon, like as in spring or the first part of summer. This is called the Candy Pullover. It's by Brianna Mason. I've never heard of this designer before, but I thought, I don't even know how I found this project on Ravelry, to be honest. I do a lot of researching for my podcast episodes where I do the roundup. So maybe that's when I came upon it. I'm constantly saving stuff for future episodes, but I saw this and I thought that looks so cozy. It's $8. It comes in 10 different sizes, which I'm not going to get into like a lot of details about this, but it's just like a raglan sweater that has color work on the body. So I think you don't start the, yeah, you start the color work stripes after you do the yoke, I think. Yeah, so you put your sleeve stitches on hold and then you're knitting the body. But I like this sample that the designer has, that Brianna Mason actually has, with the like more off-white color. But I saw this really beautiful one that I loved even more, and I saved it. And this is how I got the inspiration. I actually ordered the same exact colors that she knit hers in. And this was a tester. So this woman tested this, and her name on Ravelry, I will put it up on the screen because I want to give her credit. Knitted to Life is who knit this version with these colors. And oh, I just love this so much. So that was my inspiration for ordering this yarn. And I'm loving, I think this color is going to be good. This is a good color for me according to my color analysis, which I did on free apps. I feel like it was pretty accurate though. I did it on multiple apps and I came up as a soft summer. That's right, a soft summer. Okay, and then my next bit of yarn that I got is another color of the Drops Air, and it is this beautiful greenish blue color. It's like a heathery teal color. It's color 45. Again, I forget the name. On the website, they have names listed, but when you get the actual yarn and you look at the ball band, it's just a number. It's more green in real life. That's showing up more blue. It's definitely more green leaning in real life. This will be I know this color is good on me. I ordered 7 skeins of it as well. And I am thinking, okay, this is dependent on how I like this step-by-step cardi when it's all done, but I do need more cardigans. I do not have many cardigans because until I started having hot flashes, I just wore pullover sweaters all the time. I've never been much of a cardigan person, and I just preferred to put a pullover on and like one layer, keep it simple, that's it. But now that I am perimenopausal and I'm getting hot flashes randomly and stuff like that, I like to have layers. And so that's why I was making that step-by-step cardi. And if I like that cardigan, I will make another one in this yarn. If I'm not crazy about how that fits, that is still up in the air. I'm not sure yet because it's not done, and I need to finish it completely, put the button band on, everything, and the buttons, and be able to button it up. I need to do all of that before I can make that call. But if I don't love that cardigan, I'm going to find another one that is similar to it. And I have I know that there are so many that I have saved in the past. My favorites on Ravelry are out of control. I really need to go through, and mostly this is because of my research for the podcast. I make bundles and I save things in bundles, but it also just throws it into my favorites, like where all the favorites are. Oh, I know what okay, another thought I had for this yarn. Yes, I think this is probably what I should do. This is probably what I should do. Okay, I have two different options. So wait, this yarn is considered, okay, 17 stitches per 4 inches and a size US 8 or 5 millimeter needle. So, where is that cardigan? Let me find it here. The Dunes cardigan, I think, is the one. Yeah. Okay, I'll put a picture up here. I think I may have featured this in one of my past episodes when did I do one on cardigans? If I didn't, I have the plan to. I can't remember. Anyway, this is a pattern by Kadri, and I've had this saved for a while because it's a V-neck cardigan, which I prefer V-neck cardigans. I don't really like a button band that goes the whole way up. In fact, my what's it called? My Felix cardigan. I didn't even put the buttons on that because I don't even button it when I wear it. I just wear it open. But it is one of the kind that's like a crew neck type cardigan. And I'm going to be honest, I don't care for crew neck cardigans. I like more of a V-neck so that this area is a little bit open and then it buttons. But this Dunes cardigan is really beautiful because of the lace. I like the lace work on it's on the front panels. Let me scroll down and see if it's on the back. She shows no pictures of the back. I don't see where it says that it's on the back. The lace may be on the back, but it's definitely on the front. And then it's also on the bottom of the sleeves. And that's really beautiful. And I think because it calls for an Aran weight yarn, I think that this would probably work well for that. And then this other one is by Pernille Larsen. It is called the Clotilde cardigan. And it is made with a worsted weight yarn. Again, it has the laciness, but this is all over lace. I'm really craving lace. I don't know why. I'm typically not a lacy kind of girl when it comes to my clothing. Maybe it is the hormonal stuff and I just need some ventilation. Maybe that's what it is. But I really like this one as well. The only thing I don't like about this is it's like more of the crew neck. So it's going to go, the button band's going to go the whole way up. But I don't know. It did get a pretty like high difficulty rating, which I wonder why. I wonder if that's because of all the lace. I need to go down through and read the project pages and see why it got such a high difficulty rating, because to look at it, it says that it's a quick, highly enjoyable knit, has simple ribbed edges, short row back shaping, raglan construction, has a boxy fit. So it's made to be worn casually as an open cardigan, which I would like. So maybe I wouldn't even put buttons on this thing. Oh, so if you want to be able to button it, it says the pattern instructs how to make 2 buttonholes in the neckband. Okay, yeah. So I probably wouldn't even do that. So the cardigan pattern is the lace of it is charted only. So maybe that's why. Maybe people who don't know how to read charts or struggle with charts, maybe that's why it's gotten such a higher difficulty. Because to look at it and to read about it, it doesn't seem like it would be a hard cardigan to knit. I don't know, but it's really beautiful and it's definitely a contender. And there's some other ones, but oh, you could just get on Ravelry and find so many patterns and just be on there all day and then not even knit anything, right? Okay, so that was my Drops Air. I also ordered some Drops Saffron, and I have 2 potential projects for this. I've used this yarn before. I made my Seashore Stroll. I think it's called Seashore Stroll tee. Yeah, so I made it with this yarn, and it was in a like terracotta, I think that was the name of the colorway, and I wore it in my last regular episode, and I mentioned that I didn't really think it was good coloring on me, and so many people said, no, that color looks really good on you, so then I was all confused. But I am either going to make another one of those t-shirts, which why don't I just, I need to do this pattern justice because it's a good pattern and she's a good designer. So let me take a moment and look that up so I get this right. Okay, it is the Seashore Stroll by Jennifer Shills Toland, and it does call for a fingering weight yarn. So this color is color number 63. It is like a okay, so it's, again, my camera is making everything look more blue. It's definitely more green in real life, but I ordered 6 skeins of this, and there are 175 yards per skein. So I thought about making that, but then I also found this other pattern that I had saved that I want to show you guys. Okay, so then the other option for this yarn would be a pattern by Samantha Guerin, which I already own this pattern. It is called Pine Creek Crop. I actually had made this pattern, was it 2 summers ago, I think? I don't think it was last year. And I had knitted it in linen quill, Pearl Soho linen quill. And it came out way too big. In fact, I still need to frog that project. It's still up on my shelf in the bag, needs to be pulled out. But So I was thinking about knitting that in this instead. And then the other potential for this yarn was a pattern that I had featured in my most recent spring, summer, or warm weather knits. And it's the Avenue Tee by Tori Yu. It has it's more of a classic everyday knit where it has the V-neck. I think you can also do crew neck on that. Let me get back to that pattern. Just so crew neck or V-neck, I would make the V-neck because I do like V-necks. Another potential that I literally just found because I was looking up that pattern by Samantha Guerin is another pattern of hers, and it is called the Bonfire Tee, and it is Colorwork. So if I would do that, I have a lot of this off-white saffron. I would hold these double and potentially make that. Too many choices. And I mean, I think one of the funnest parts of knitting, for me at least, is the planning part. And then I get into the process of it. And if it's an engaging knit, like lace or color work, I really enjoy it. But when I get into the stockinette portion, unless I need knitting for unless I don't want to be paying attention to my knitting, like when I don't want to have to focus, I really appreciate stockinette. I knit stockinette projects in church. I knit them when I'm trying to watch something and I actually want to pay attention to what I'm watching. I will knit stockinette if I am with people because I can zone out on just my hands are going, but I can talk and I'm not having to think about my knitting. But to just sit there and knit, I get bored with stockinette. So I prefer a project that has something that's going to keep me engaged. So I like Colorwork, which makes this Bonfire Tee really appealing. But I don't know. We will see. We will see what I end up doing. And then I also have some drops Belle, which I've knit in this color before, and it is another one of those colors that's way brighter. That's brighter. Okay, let me actually grab the project I made out of this. Okay, so this is my ranunculus that I knit out of this drops Belle in the petrol colorway, and I really like this. Look how nice of a drape this drops Belle has in this gauge. I'm gonna guess that I knit this with a size 8 or 9 needle. I'm pretty sure 8. The ranunculus pattern calls for a size 10 needle, but I've never knit that pattern with a size 10 because I don't want such an open gauge. I'm pretty positive this was an 8, size US 8 needle. And so it has a nice flowy drape to it. But anyway, what I thought about knitting with this is another one of the patterns that I featured in my most recent warm weather knitting episode, and that was the Brom top, and that is a pattern by Ellen Furter. So that was either that one, it's a free pattern, I like that one a lot, or one that I've had my eye on from the Knit Pearl Girl since last summer, and let me scroll and find that because again, informal podcast today. I actually saved this under a little category of patterns I thought would be good to use my drops Belle with. So this is called the Crescendo Summer Top. The Knit Pearl Girl designed this, and it calls for a DK weight yarn, and one of the suggested yarns is actually drops Belle and Sandus Garnlina, as well as the Knitting for Olive Cotton Merino. So I feel like I probably would lean more towards this Crescendo Summer Top, and I would prefer the Brom top in a more neutral color because I feel like I could wear that with, thinking about how I would wear these pieces, I think that's the way I would actually go. So, but this is it's a little bit brighter on camera. Again, it's all the lighting, it's hard to capture colors perfectly whenever you're on camera. So that, and I got, how many balls of this do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I have 6 balls of this drops Belle in the color 17, which I do remember is petrol because I've used that before. And so yeah, that is my little yarn haul from Wool Warehouse, All Drops brand. This is not sponsored, by the way. This video is not sponsored in any way. It's just I wanted to show you guys my haul, and probably won't happen for a very long time because, like I said, I don't typically do haul videos. I don't want to promote consumerism or like make you spend money that you shouldn't be spending on yarn. But I did want to just share a little bit about what I got and the plans that I have. And this is just a lesson to me to make sure I order enough yarn the first time, because this is what happens when you have to order just one skein of yarn. You end up thinking, no, I got to make it worth it. So I got to fill my cart. But Wool Warehouse does often put their drops yarn on sale, and I did not spend, I got a lot of yarn here for under $100 US dollars, which is pretty amazing because I have enough yarn here to make at least 4 garments. I feel like that is pretty amazing, and that's one of the reasons I like using drops yarn so much. So yeah, anyway, that's it. Just a short little episode. Just wanted to show you what I got. I'm so excited about this. This color, I love this color. The funny story about this color and when I realized that I looked good in this color was actually, it's kind of funny because I went for a mammogram. I think it was 3 years ago when I went to a new facility, and instead of having those ugly hospital gowns that you put on, they had these really pretty, like light magenta type, like very close to this color, maybe just a little bit deeper, just tops that kind of like a wrap top that you put on. And I went in the dressing room and I put it on, and I looked at myself in the mirror and I thought, that's a good color for me. And so since then, no kidding, I have had that in the back of my mind and thought I need to order yarn in that color and make myself a sweater. So now I have it. I'm really excited, but again, probably won't work on that one until at least like the end of summer and beginning of fall. All right, I'm going to wrap this up because I'm starting to lose my voice, but I hope that this was a fun episode. It was fun for me to get on here and talk about it anyway, and maybe provided a little bit of inspiration and maybe give myself a kick in the butt, because I know I'm not alone. It is fun to plan our knits. It is fun to order the yarn, but then you got to actually start the project. And another really good thing about all this yarn is I don't have to cake any of it up. It's already all balled up. There's nothing stopping me besides doing a gauge swatch if I decide to do that, because I'm going to be honest, I don't always do that, but I can pretty much just pick a project and get started. The biggest problem is going to be narrowing down which project I actually want to knit with this yarn, particularly the summer yarn, because I want to get started on that, because it is mid-May already. So, all right. Thank you guys so much for watching, for coming along with me, and I will see you again soon. Goodbye.